Memorial Park, which is behind the Merritt Island Mall. I had planned after leaving the library on going to the beach to walk, but it was a disaster. I crossed the bridge, the causeway, the O'Galley Causeway, which is that bridge you saw by the library. And then when I got beachside, it was packed. There was like wall-to-wall cars. I don't know if it's spring breakers. I think it's spring breakers mixed with the snowbirds from Canada and elsewhere up north. Everybody decided to come down to Florida all at the same time. So, COVID is going crazy here in Florida, and it's packed with visitors coming in from out of state. I saw a lot of out of state tags, also local tags. So there might be some colleges in Florida right now that are on spring break or something. But yeah, a lot of young people as well as older people. I think the older people were the snowbirds. I think the young people were the college kids. Saw a lot of people with kayaks and canoes and stuff on the rooftop. It is a weekend, and all the people have been cooped up, so they all, locals, all these people want to come out. I think also all the visitors are all here. Everybody's deciding to come to Florida right now because I don't know what the status is on the weather with the rest of the country, the United States, but Florida is like, I saw I have this stuff on the wall. It says like 79 degrees. And yeah, I think I'm going to park here and walk. I'm going to make myself walk really far. We've been to this park before, but I'll go ahead and show it again just in case some people haven't seen it before. But we're not just going to hang out here. There's a back section I want to show you. If you're a van dweller or just traveling through the area, this is worth coming to. It's free. That's the first thing. Second thing is, it's near the beach. So you can come here on your way to the beach, or if like me, you're finding the beach totally packed, this is something you can do. Hey, Daniel. Thank you for joining me again. This is the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center. It's really awesome. I don't know if it's open. We might go by and see if they're open, but I'm not going to go in. But they actually have like actual military stuff here on display from different wars and stuff. And I think it's one of the better memorials. They even have a little section for the military dog, which plays an important part. And they have all these little signs that tell you about the different wars. These are just some of the sponsors and stuff like that. But Humvee, I don't know if they allow you to still go in it, but before, I think they do because they don't have it caged off anymore. But before all this stuff, people could climb in and on. Like, if it's open, we'll go sit in a Humvee. I almost wanted to do an episode where I wake up in the Humvee. It's like living in a Humvee, military style. So, honestly, I never, when I was in the military, I didn't ride Humvees. They didn't have these. I think they had Jeeps. And it looks like, yeah, they still left it open. So I'm assuming I can go in, unless they come and yell at me. But if they have it open, I'm assuming they let people in. But this is what it looks like inside a military Humvee. Very basic. I don't know what this is. Engine stop run. It's like there's no key. So, and they have the steering wheel locked down so that you can't drive off. So I've never driven one of these. So, the foot brakes, the pedals and stuff look normal. I think it even has a, I don't know if that's a high beam down there. Or if that, yeah, that must be the high beam, because this must be the safety brakes. But yeah, this is really weird, I don't know what a commercial Humvee looks like inside. Actually, yeah, it was a Cadillac. It wasn't a Humvee that I was in. But anyhow, yeah, this is interesting. And the passenger side, you can see they have all the wiring and stuff all exposed out. Isn't that weird? I don't even know what this stuff is. There's even some kind of canister thing. What is this? Some kind of tank? Some kind of filter or something. I don't know. I bet you some of you soldiers out there will recognize all this stuff. Some of you in the Army, maybe the Marines. The roof appears to be some kind of canvasy material. And the back, there's like enough room there. You could put, you could just like put a board across there and you can have like a nice bed. And I don't know if those boxes have storage, unless they're the wheel wells. But look at the seats. The seats are recessed down, but they have the floor is up. You know, like see the feet area here. It actually goes down. So I don't think you have as much height clearance as a van, but you have a lot more width. But as far as the back, but the front you do, because you know the seats go down. But then they got this big thing in the center, which I don't know if this is military issue or if they did it afterwards. But it's got wood here that's been screwed in, and oh, this is Heroes something Keep. I don't know what that is. But yeah, military grade Humvee. It's huge. And wipers are like on top. That's pretty neat. The windows aren't even glass. It's like clear plastic with a zipper on it. How cool is that? The doors are crappy though. You gotta fiddle with it. But this is a four door model. So designed to carry at least 4 people. And of course, I guess all this stuff, I'm trying to see why it's not catching. Okay, this door sucks. I bet you the military paid extra for that crappy door. Look at that antenna. So this is kind of interesting. Yeah. So if you come here, this is free. You could pose, you know, be a poser and get pictures of you driving a Humvee. They used to have, yeah, they still do here. I don't know if you're allowed in it anymore. Yeah, they closed it off. There's a part of a helicopter here that you could go inside. So I got some pictures of my kids and my wife and stuff flying the helicopter here. But they have blocked it off. But they used to have this open, so you could go sit inside and pretend you were a helicopter pilot. This is obviously a scene from, it looks like Vietnam. You can see my little hut out in the distance there. Says, please do not touch. Evidently, people were breaking this thing apart or something. I don't know what happened, but they used to allow people in it. And there's a Jeep. And there's a dad with the kids. The kids are driving nuts or something, screaming at them. Probably a vet. Like 3 kids. Anyhow, here's a Jeep. So I don't know what era Jeep it says. It says U.S. Army. I'm gonna assume this is probably Vietnam. The reason I'm assuming all that is they painted it drab olive green instead of like the tan. Maggie says they are going to bring back the Hummer as an electric vehicle. And Daniel knows his Humvee. He says that little dude you screwed off was where you hooked the computer to diagnose the motor. So it's a computer plug-in. It was a user port, an access port. I thought it was some kind of filter or something. It had all those little holes. So some of you actually have real experience with this stuff instead of me saying, hey, that looks like the thing they drove in a TV show called MASH. Look at this, military grade, you know? The seat is just kind of like a canvas. I remember seeing some kind of video where they took apart a Jeep. Like they had it completely disassembled and reassembled in like 5 minutes. You got your gas tank, your spare tire. These are actually pretty small. This Jeep is dinky. It's actually smaller than the mail truck. But I don't know, the spare here looks tiny. The spare tire is much smaller than the tires on the Jeep. So I don't know how that would work. That spare is dinky. So maybe it's a donut or something, but you would think if they had a spare donut, it would be the exact same size, you know, height-wise as the regular tire. Otherwise, you got one tire that's going to be like a couple inches shorter than the others. So I don't know how that works. But this Jeep could probably carry 4 people at least, if not more, maybe even 6. If you squeeze 2 skinny people in the back, you know, on each side, and you grab the handrail here, They even like decorated this one with a skull, because this is pretty neat. This is all pretty neat. So you can come here and pose all for free. You don't have to pay. You don't even have to be a vet to come here. You just come here and appreciate the military. You know, it says I don't know if they're still closed or not. They Monday through Friday. DAV services are available. Vet services. I went through them. You know, they can help you. But I don't know if it's open or not. It looks like it's locked. It looks like it's closed. So maybe it's closed now because of COVID. I don't know. But I know somebody was doing stuff here because at one time they had the Humvee blocked off. It looks like somebody carved this out of a tree or something. Although it's weird the way the grain is. This is pretty neat. But yeah, if you happen to be in Florida, like passing through Florida, and you're going through, this is Cocoa Beach. So you're gonna see a road called 520 SR, State Road 520, and I think they call it now. They renamed it to like, actually it's 528. They call it the B line, the beach line now. But 520 is State Road 520 that leads you from I-95 to Cocoa Beach. But you're gonna cross over two bridges. The first bridge you're gonna cross over, I think it's the Indian River. It's either the Banana River or the Indian. I keep getting the two mixed up. But you cross over and you get to Merritt Island. And when you come by Merritt Island, as you get ready to hit a bridge that crosses Merritt Island to what they call the Barrier Islands, you're gonna see a mall. That's the Merritt Island Square Mall. So you can turn just past the mall. Like basically you turn on the last light at the mall, on the corner of the mall. And you come out here, just follow that road on back. Or you can Google, you know, the Veterans Memorial Center here. They just added this whole section here. It looks like the Navy stuff has been included by the water. Got a big, huge, giant anchor there. But they put out a little walk area here. And of course the front area, which we didn't go to right now, maybe we'll go later if we have time, is like the helicopters and airplanes and stuff, mostly Air Force and some Army. But yeah, this is the river, which I think is this is the Banana River. I think. Yeah, because we got to go through another river. I think this is the Banana River. I think the other one's the Indian River, because I know the Indian River runs all the way through. The Banana River doesn't. So it's weird because it's really the same river. What it is there's an island in the middle. That little strip of land you see right there that looks like the other side of the shore is actually not a shore. It's an island. It's Merritt Island. And if you look at Florida on the map and you see Merritt Island, you'll see how huge that island is. It's huge. And it runs quite a long distance. It runs from like Kennedy Space Center, you know, which is way up that way, all the way down through till past Melbourne. But you can't always cross over. There's only like I think 4 or 5 bridges that cross over. They're called causeways. That's what we call the bridges here. What's interesting is here they call them causeways, but I know when I was at Fort Pierce the other day, I think that's called a seaway. The bridge that they have there, I don't think they call it a causeway. I think they call it a seaway. Now I didn't know this, but I don't know if it connects back here. Yeah, it looks like it connects back here. So they built all this to connect. So this is a first for me. You know, I wasn't able to walk on the beach side because when I crossed over the bridge, the Ogali Causeway, I was planning on walking on that bridge. I mean, not bridge, but the beach there. That was the same beach where, remember the whole case with Sherry, the girl that I was going to have dinner with? And she ended up missing and all the other weird stuff that happened over there. But that was where Sherry and the feral cats were. So I was going to go over there just to reminisce a little bit and remember and also walk. But there was so many cars. The entire parking lot was full and they overflowed. I don't know if you're familiar with Florida and stuff, but we have a road, a highway called A1A. They were parked along the edge of A1A, like right next to A1A. So cars were lined up, and I was like, holy schmoly, there's no parking at all, and I don't really want to get out there with all these people because the beach will be kind of packed. The beach itself has lots of room, but trying to get access to the beach and walking over the sand dunes and the bathrooms and all the stuff that you go through before you hit the beach itself, the sand, there might be a lot of people, which means, you know, potential COVID situation. I guess a lot of people just want to forget everything and pretend everything's normal, which it is kind of in Florida to an extent. You can see here we got another horseshoe crab. I haven't seen a live one. I'm only seeing dead ones wash up. Here's a little baby one. So this is the tail. It goes like this. So there's a head and then there's a tail portion. I know there was a YouTube channel where somebody was eating those things. So you could possibly bring a boat here to launch. Yeah, see, look, they have canoes here, kayaks. So people launch kayaks here. One of these are rentals. What's cool about this area sometimes at night, they have these things called luminescence. If you ever saw like that movie Avatar, how many of you saw Avatar? Where the animals in Avatar, they glow. They have this like weird, you know, like if you guys ever seen like glow in the dark glow sticks where you break it and you shake it up and then they glow, kind of like that. It's not super bright, but it's like a glow stick. That's what a luminescence is. But in the water, it's like algae or something. It's like little creatures. And what happens is they look normal, but sometimes at night when you come here and there's nothing going on but the waves blowing in like this, you'll see the little tiny wavelets glow. It looks like fake. It looks like a scene from a movie or something because they actually glow and come in. And on calm nights, when you take a canoe or a kayak out at night and you put your paddle in the water, it literally lights up. Oh, look at that little airplane. Look how slow it's flying. It's like going super, super, super slow. I know this camera's having a super, super hard time focusing on that airplane right there, but the propeller plane. But yeah, I don't know if this is where they launch in the boats. Let's go look and see if this is where the rental is. This might be where they do the boat rentals. So if you're here and, you know, it's nighttime or something, yeah, it says Sobe Surf stand-up paddleboard. You can call this number here for those of you wanting to find out more information and possibly rent. 321-926-6571. Sobe Surf. So they have rental, and this might be one of the places where you can rent it at night. Could be cool, you know. So paddleboard rentals and lessons and whatnot. So looks like they launch from here. Park your van right there, hang out, come here, ride this stuff at night. How cool is that? And you can fish out here too. This is a little creek area. So I guess this is the bridge. I thought it went into an actual park, but I guess it just connects to the parking lot for the park. I guess this is called a creek. But you can fish out here. I'm trying to remember that it says conservation easement area. No dumping, clearing, or other disturbances permitted beyond this point. So none beyond this point, but out here you can make a mess. Yeah. Angry says, I'm supposed to go to Juno Beach for a golf tournament in May. How lucky are you? You notice they put bars and stuff here over all the sewage thingies? I think that's to keep alligators, like, from crossing. I think it's like an alligator trap. Also to keep little kids from going in there, but I think mostly alligators. Sometimes in these little creeks and stuff, you'll see these fish. I don't know what they're called. They have like, they're long and skinny. Like, oh look, a little lizard. You'll see these fish that have like really sharp, jagged teeth. They look almost like razors. like a saw blade. You know, the edge of a saw, how it's all jaggedy looking, but that's what they have on their mouth. And it's long and skinny. So they have this long beak. It's like maybe a foot or more long, and it's like got the sharp, jagged teeth. And then the fish itself is like skinny, almost like a snake, but a fat snake. And it can be like 5 or 6 or 7 feet long. Anyhow, this is the other part of the park, which I wanted to talk about. If you have an RV, I used to come here and park my RV in the grassy area. Not to spend the night, but spend the day. So I would just come out here and park the RV and chill, and my kids could walk around and go fishing and stuff. That little lake right there has fish, and they're decent size. I don't know if you can take them home and eat them or not. We were just catching and releasing, but you could probably take one home and eat it. I see people fishing here all the time. There is another, I think we're gonna go, I don't think we're gonna go walk around the lake. I think we might go by the water area here. See, I thought this, the trail here was that trail, but it's not. There's a second trail. So if you didn't want to walk the lake, which, you know, they have a sidewalk. There's also a bathroom. There's a building. Looks like a van dweller there on the end. They're taking advantage of this place. But there is a bathroom over there. I don't know if they opened it or not. Last time I went, they had locked it up, which I thought was stupid, but you know. They had it before the COVID, they had it open, but it's right there. If you take the sidewalk, the bathroom's over that way. My camera's having issues focusing. I probably need to clean the lens. So, all right, we tried to clean the lens and maybe it'll be a little bit better. But we're not gonna walk, I'm not gonna film the whole time. I'm gonna walk this path through the woods, through the water. Then I think I come out, I might go up by the lake and just walk that whole path because I ate a lot of Chinese food. You know, on top of that, afterwards, I've been munching on almonds and walnuts. So I feel like my tummy got fat. I don't know if I'm bloated or if I'm actually getting fat. Maybe I will go, because I gotta go by Walmart to pick up some more salad. I gotta pick up more greens. That's one thing, is I've been going through a lot of greens, so I'm having to buy more often because I can't let it sit a whole week because then it tends to spoil. So I had to kind of eat it within a couple days. So I'll go pick up some salad, more Makoto's dressing, and I might go ahead and weigh myself and do the blood pressure check, even though we're at what 2.5 weeks, not 3 weeks. So we're only at 1.5. Well, I'm trying to go for 1.5. So it's like 1 week, the week we started. So then we took a reading, that was the first week. So we're 1.5 weeks into this. Yeah, we're only 10 days, so 1.5 weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a weigh-in and see what I weigh, and maybe do a blood pressure check, you know, just to see what it looks like, even though it's not been 2 weeks. Because I feel like I'm getting fat, and if my weight is going up, then I gotta do something, which might mean cutting out more rice again. Which would suck. So, you know, I don't know. I don't even think it's the rice. Maybe I've just been eating too much. I don't know. We will find out, because when I go to weigh myself, we will see, or I will see, and I'll make adjustments as I need to. So somebody is out here fishing, which I'm not going to film, but you can see the lake actually comes in to this little area, and there's like, I don't know if it would be called a cove or something. Lagoon. So you can come out here and just walk around. Even you know, if the beach side is bad and you're still coming to Florida, you can hang out at places like this. But honestly, I think if people are coming here to Florida, they probably want to go to the beach. But if you want to go to the beach right now, don't. The parking's going to be horrendous. It's going to be crowded with a bunch of people. You don't really get to... You can enjoy the water and stuff, but you don't really get to enjoy the beach for what it is. It looked like my whole drive all the way up from Melbourne area up to Cocoa Beach was packed. The road was packed with, I think, spring breakers and snowbirds. So you got a double whammy combination. And it says conservation easement area. So basically they have a huge walking spot here. I don't know what those pavilions are. I mean, not pavilions, those poles. Maybe a pavilion that they were going to build. I don't know. Or are in process of building, but it looks like they put the poles up, but they didn't put anything else up. Weird. But yeah, this is it. This is going to be my walk today. I wanted to make sure I hit the walk because I ate so much food. Otherwise, I would have just turned around and went home. But I'm going to go ahead and walk here, get my food, you know, more salad and some other greens and stuff, and then head to the RV and then chill for the rest of the night. That's going to be the plan. And, you know, I wanted to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you were planning to come to Florida, you might want to reconsider it and just wait a couple months. I thought spring break wouldn't really start till like mid-March, you know, because it's the end of February right now. But I thought like March 15th or so is when usually spring breaks officially starts. But it was packed. I was just shocked at how many people were there. It literally, the road, the cars were going like slow because they were all packed together. And I was like, huh, spring break or something came early. Maybe because of COVID and everybody is literally dying to get the heck out of wherever they are to come to Florida. But they're all choosing to come here. Oh, a little bee. They're all choosing to come here at the same time. Well, maybe not at the same time, just so many people that it looks like they're all coming at the same time. Anyhow, I'm going to hit the lake, walk around, and head out. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't cut out too badly. Pack Live says, ha 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 ha, spring break, party. Yeah, those days are over for me. You know, when I was in the military, I used to come down here for spring break and used to pretend I was one of the college kids. You know, I would drive down from Indiana. I was stationed up at Grissom Air Force Base in Indiana, and I would drive down for spring break and then hang out at Daytona Beach. Used to have all the wet t-shirt contests, all the little wild stuff. That was fun, you know. But spring break also usually happens during bike week. So you had it's interesting because you had all the young kids from the spring breakers, and you had all the bikers out there. It was kind of a deadly mix because every year there would always be crashes, you know, motorcycle crashes with cars. You basically had bikers getting all drunk on their motorcycles, racing up and down the street. They were drunk. And then you had drunk spring break kids in their cars slamming into the motorcycle dudes. Although sometimes what you had was the motorcycles killing people in cars because they were racing. They were like speeding down A1A and literally slicing cars in half when they ran through, and the people inside too. So stay away from Florida during spring break, even bike week. And if you do come, know that you know, you need to kind of keep your eye out, because even if you're careful, the other person may not be. And I speak from experience from living in Florida and seeing what happens, and even being in Daytona Beach when this stuff was going on and people were getting hurt. Pack Low says, I had a blast, went spring break back here in 90 to 94. Realized that wasteland of sex. That's pretty much what it is. You know, I think they have spring break like right after midterm exams. So midterm exams get over, and then you're at the third quarter, and all the students just need to relieve some stress. That's why it was fun, you know. It's like I enjoyed it. I don't know if I told you guys, I ended up in some kind of Dr. Pepper commercial where they had all the spring breakers sit on the beach and form this, I don't know what we formed, but some kind of pattern or message or something. And then they had a helicopter fly over us and circle us, and they told us all to look up and wave. I never did see that commercial, but supposedly it was supposed to run in the United States during spring break of, I think it was 1987 or 88. So if you remember seeing a commercial for Dr. Pepper where the helicopter flew over a bunch of kids on the beach sitting down in some kind of pattern or message, and one of the kids looked like an Asian dude with all his teeth still intact. That was me. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, but yeah, they got a little playground here. The mall is right there, so you can see kind of the layout. If you happen to be traveling through it, it's worth a stop. It is free, something fun, and you can get into shape. And you know, especially the Veterans Memorial Center, and if they are open, you can actually go inside. They have displays of like uniforms and gear and stuff. And you know, I do think that they allow you to get inside this stuff because they don't have it fenced off or no signs that say do not enter or whatever. So if you want to get inside and see what a Humvee feels like or looks like, you can do that. Sadly, the helicopter is no longer available you know, for going inside, but you can get in the Jeep. And also on the front side, I don't think you can go in, but they have tanks and stuff. I never tried climbing in and opening up the hatch. Find out the hatch opens, and then set up a little bed inside, and Denoy ends up living in a tank. All right, everybody, I'm gonna let you go. The bathroom is here if you need it. I'm gonna find out if it's open. Let's do that before I sign out. That way you guys know what the current status is. So they normally have like water and stuff in there, and it's usually fairly clean. Got little picnic benches here, so you can have a picnic, catch fish, and cook it up right here. Let's go inside and see if the bathroom's open, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see, the water fountain's closed. Water fountain is off limits. Bathroom's open, so that's what the bathroom looks like. Bathroom's open. Usable bike racks if you have to ride a bike here. And of course, if you're parked up there in your RV or your camper van, you know, so now you know the layout. And if you want to go back to civilization, the mall is right over there. There is a movie theater there. There's a food court. But you know, I hate mall food courts. The food is like, so, and the price is like astronomical. Usually, you know, costs you the same or more to eat at the mall food court, and you only get like a small portion that's super greasy, super sweet, you know, a lot of sugar, lots of fat. So I would rather go to a Chinese buffet where I can pick what I want to eat, and as much or as little as I want. The other thing is, I don't think there's a good Chinese buffet around here on Merritt Island, as far as I know. I've gone to, there used to be a Chinese buffet just down 520, and I went on it, and it was terrible. Then I went to one on the beach side, the Chinese buffet on the beach side in Cocoa Beach was horrendous. I also went to one on Merritt Island down State Road 3, I think, and that was bad. Basically, you can tell a good Chinese buffet or restaurant when it has a whole bunch of people. So if it has a whole bunch of people, that means the food is good, it's popular, and they're gonna have fresh stuff. So they have to keep cooking fresh food. If the parking lot is empty and not many people are there, and it's not like morning, you're not like the first one there, avoid that Chinese restaurant. Because I'm willing to bet that food might have been cooked a day or 2 or 3 before. And they're just storing it each night and reserving it the next day or something to save money. I don't know. I'm making that up, but I think that's how it works. Because sometimes I go to eat at those places and I'm like, this is not fresh. This tastes like stuff that's 2 or 3 days old. And the bad thing is, they charge you the same price or even more than a good Chinese restaurant with fresh food. So better to avoid a bad restaurant than to go in there and waste your money and also possibly get sick. Let's see, somebody says Pack Liv says, and they had to drive back to California. What's interesting is, if you're from California, why did you come to Florida for spring break? That makes no sense. I would think that California would have spring break, or what is that beach next to California in Mexico? Is it Tijuana? What is the... California has a little strip that's kind of like Florida, an isthmus, not an isthmus, a peninsula, like Florida, where it sticks out in the water, you know, in the Pacific Ocean. And then right south of California, there's Mexico. What city is that? What town is down there? But I would think that a lot of Californians hang out there when they want to go somewhere for spring break. They go to Mexico down south. That's what I would think, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Doji. Good to see you on here. You missed the stream, man. I'm like pretty much done with my walk, so you can see how long it was. It was approximately 30 minutes, you know. I think that's a good, there's a van dweller. I think they have a Florida tag on it. So somebody from Florida with a really nice van. That's like, I think having a Sprinter with a high top or something like that, that's like the ultimate vans, you know. It's a good compromise between an RV and a van, because you have the height where you can stand up, and there's enough room where you could actually have a bathroom, a bedroom, and a kitchen. It's I think slightly smaller than having a Class C RV, but because it's a van that was built with the high top built in, I think it's going to be better structurally. I think it's not as, basically living in a Class C RV and looking at the RVs at the scrapyard tells me RVs, they are so not worth the money. You know, you look at some of these RVs, like the big huge ones that look like a bus, the Class A's, they're like $50,000 to $100,000. Same with some of the Class C's, okay? It's like the price of a cheap house, a house somewhere. You know, you can buy a house, but you're buying an RV. And I think, I think I'm leaking. Do you see that? Looks like that might be coolant. I still haven't fixed my fan issue, so I think it got hot and leaked some coolant. So I definitely need to make it a priority to pick up a fan to, you know, the coolant fan. The reason it got so hot was I told you I was kind of in the traffic, you know, on A1A. So it wasn't like constant driving, it was like stop and go kind of. And this vehicle, when you have to do that because of the overheating issue, is bad. So I hope it, you know, I parked it 30 minutes. I think it's enough to cool it down, but it did lose some fluid. So I definitely need to make it a priority to order some coolant. I mean, I ordered coolant, but order the fan, the coolant fan, and get that installed. So it's not wanting to run now. The car's like overheating. So go ahead and sign out and head back. I don't even think I'm gonna go to Walmart because of the overheating. I might try it because I do need the food. So we're gonna try to head out, and I'll let you guys know if there's any issues. Stay tuned. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.